Peace and good tidings, family. I hope the sound of my voice is meeting you at a good point in your life. This walk's going to be a little bit different today because I'm not trying to spend too much time focusing on the scenery because, you got to just be in the moment. I legit wanted to record this one spider web that just looked really amazing. First and foremost, I must tell you, I'm not very accustomed to this. I don't usually come out I like taking morning walks. I like taking walks in general, but I am a person who is pretty adamant about if the sky looks foggy and gray or just a little bit less than perfect, I'm like, eh. And I know that's low-key a very terrible perspective to take on things, but I am truly a child of not of the sun, but I am a daylight thriving person. And when the sun's not shining, I'm a little bit more sluggish, but I'm trying to change my ways. So I'm sticking to my routines. And I got rewarded, I will tell you that. So all praises in that moment, truly. I just really want to speak to y'all very briefly today. And I really want you to soak up the real sound. So I'm doing everything all at once. I really wanted to just speak on timing again, but from a different angle. This morning I was reflecting upon a verse that particularly stood out to me. And it was speaking on seeking the Creator, specifically in the days of your youth, but even more so in times when the circumstances around you may seem a little bit darker, quote unquote, the days of evil are approaching. The biggest part to dwell on with all of this was that as we get, quote unquote, older by the terms of this world, it seems to be a little bit harder to look for the sunshine and the rain. And it seems very befitting to the moment, because even though I didn't necessarily put it on the screen like that, I can look up in the skies, and I'm still trying to figure out how to do certain things on my phone anyway. So I look up to the skies, and it was gray and cloudy, and as you can hear in the background, it is raining, but it is not a drop on me. That is the part that I am truly amazed on and grateful. My hairstyle might be a little funky, but we take all things in stride, and it was time for a wash day anyway. But what I really am appreciating about this moment is that even through the fog, that was a very aggressive leaf, even through the fog and a world that's trying to tell you to focus on the rain, I see blue skies, legitimately. They might be a light blue, heavenly blue color, but they are indeed blue. And that is how you have to find your peace and seek out the Creator and the beauty of His creation, even in less scrupulous times, or unscrupulous. We're not gonna get hung up on my grammar right now. But again, I just wanted to run to this message really quickly. I was reflecting upon, what was this? This was coming from, well, a good one to read would also be Proverbs 30. But really this one's coming from, again, Ecclesiastes. Ecclesiastes 12. If I'm wrong, I'll cite it better on the bottom of the screen. But again, it was speaking more so on the fact that, as we get older, a lot of times we get hardened off. And we have to remember not only to just remain childlike in our spirit, and that means not to be ignorant and oblivious to life, but more so to just find, and this is going to get cliche, finding the silver lining in all circumstances. What you see in front of you is not always what you may have planned, but it was probably the best thing for you, to be truly honest. I've walked past many tree branches, even fallen trees that have maybe cut off a path that you thought was the best way for you to get to your destination point. But sometimes when you get redirected in the will of the Most High in His creation, that's when you truly are actually able to see the beauty of what life had to offer you. And that's not seeking a life specifically, a life of extreme riches or a life of even poverty. I mean, some people's mindsets actually has them seeking that out. But it is a life sufficient, a life abundant, a life that thrives with the resources that it has. And with that, your supplication and your supplies never run low. And so we reflect on the times in our youth to really create that bond, to really create that relationship, so that even in times when it's not as desirable and things of this world might seem a little cast to and fro, you're still on steady grounds. Could you imagine if you were walking in the woods and seeing all these leaves turning their colors? If you think about it, the trees are in a position of perpetual worship. Their arms never come down. And when the wind is blowing, you hear their praises at the loudest point. We call it stomata, but that's really just the leaves are blowing in the wind. The weaves. We're not going to do that. The leaves are blowing in the wind so abundantly and so... The word is fleeting. I didn't want to say uprightly specifically, but they're in its full excitement, quote unquote, that you can't help but feel better. You can't help but feel uplifted. You can't help but just really appreciate that moment. It's windy, yes, but that wind is the breath that's filling you up, re-energizing you, refreshing you, renewing your mind and your body. And it almost seems like the thoughts and bits of negativity that might have been speckling your life are being metaphorically blown away. It's not saying that issues won't arise and things won't kind of shake you to your core sometimes, but knowing that you have that relationship, knowing that you have that foundation, knowing that you have that support, knowing that you have that help in the word that He gives you, is enough to power you through another day. So in seeking Him, you gain gratitude. In seeking Him, you gain wisdom. In seeking Him, you gain joy. And in seeking Him, you gain peace. So that anything, any storm, rain, snow, fire, so I know I'm joking, but any storm that may approach. I mean, I joked, but that was actually a real thing. People had fire. You'll make it through. So I hope this reaches whoever it needed to reach in its time. Peace.